As Ms. Smith said, this is a beautiful day, so it's not too bad to be out here, right? It's not too hot, it's not too cold. And the reason why we're not in the building, because as I said, there was an emergency in the building today, and it just happened right at the time that we was going to be here at 6 o'clock. And I don't think we want to be in that building anyway because there's a sewage back up. And we don't want to be smelling, right? So I'm glad that we're out here. Hey, Dahlia, come on. So the reason why we're here today, people, is this. In our community, especially at Langston Hughes Elementary School, which is located at 5011 on Beavis Avenue, we've been trying to get a library. We've been on Facebook, and a lot of things have been said back and forth about what our status is right now. Let me tell you what the status is. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to use this thing.
No, we need you to use it. Stop playing.
Okay. What the status is this. We've been trying for 2.5 years to get that building. As we know, the library used to be located right across the street right here. We haven't had a library in Park Heights in over 30 years. And that doesn't make a lot of sense. Not with our kids. I just saw a thing today that Hillary Clinton spoke at the Library of Congress today. And don't you know that 30 million more words are spoken to people who have libraries in their neighborhood than for kids that don't have libraries in their neighborhood. 70% of the kids that have libraries in their neighborhood graduate on time. I mean, I'm sorry, 70% of graduate on time. There's a rate that 60% of them do not graduate on time. So it's a situation where, why don't we have a library? The school at Langston has been closed for 2.5 years. On top of that, it's the only building, surplus school building in Baltimore City that has not been broken into. Now, I would like to take the credit for that, but I'm not going to take the credit for it because it's the community that should take the credit for it. They just had a building broken into just like Langston in East Baltimore, caused $1.5 million worth of damage. So we have a plan. We put the plan together. It's a great plan. It's going to call for a library, a business center, and a community center. So not only can we have a safe haven for our kids, but we can train people how to get jobs. We can have a community center so kids can come in. And everybody's called me and said, George, I got all the books you want. That's great, but we really don't need books. Because modern day libraries are not about books. Most people use digital books, but we want our kids to read because only 1 in 14 kids in Park Heights can read at a 4th grade level. At the 3rd or 4th grade, you're supposed to be learning to read. I mean, reading to learn, not learning to read. And if you can't read by the 4th grade level, by the time you get to 4th grade, you know where you're going to end up at? Right there in that corner. And it's a doggone shame that somebody doesn't see that. The reason why those cats are hanging on that corner because they can't read and they didn't finish school. And what we're trying to do is change the culture of Park Heights. That was the purpose of us starting a baseball league. You know what my kids do before they play baseball? They have to read a book. They have to read a book. I don't care about your baseball. I want to care about your up here, what's going on up here. And it's going to change the culture of Park Heights. Well, the library is the only thing that's going to change the culture? No. There are plenty of things going to change the culture. Look at all this blight right here. Maybe we start having a library, we'll start changing, somebody start fixing up these houses. We'll fix up the homes. Folks, nobody's coming to save us. Nobody. Don't you look for anybody to come and knock on your door and say, I'm here to save you. We have to do this ourselves. I don't care about President Trump, and y'all heard me say it before, I don't care who the mayor is, I don't care who the governor is, until the community gets involved in doing what we have to do, nobody's going to save us. The person that's going to save us is the person that you see in the mirror every morning. And we got to get this thing together. We got people killing people. Just had 2 people killed in Park Heights here in the last week. We got kids walking the street. On the way up here, I see kids riding a bike out in the middle of the street, no respect whatsoever. So I'm saying to you, I'm glad that you're here. The status of the library is this. I had a meeting with the city yesterday, and one of the things we're trying to do, we've been doing it for years, we want to put a feeding program in the school. For the last 6 or 7 years before the school closed down, we did a summer meals program there. 250 kids a day, 3 meals a day. You know, most of these kids, Baltimore City is 100% meal program in schools. 100%. Which means that these kids don't eat until they get to school. They eat breakfast, they eat lunch, and if they're in the after school program, they eat dinner. This is not school time anymore. This is summertime. Our kids can't eat. I just met some kids just a few minutes ago. Mr. Mitchell, are we going to have the summer program? I said, I'm working on it. So we've already been approved to serve 250 meals per day for the summer to the end of August.
Can we clap for that?
Yeah, you can, thank you. I just went to a class today, because you got to take a mandatory class. I'm just in the class today for 2 hours saying how we do the POS and all that. The meals get shipped to us every single day. But you know what? I don't have no place to serve the meals.
I was just about to ask you that.
We don't have a place to serve the meals. So I went to the city. I said, look, can we open up Langston Hughes that's to serve the meals? I didn't sign it, but we did the contract negotiation. They said, yes, we're going to try to do it. The last status is that we're waiting for the mayor to get back from Florida so she can look at it and she can sign the contract. Once she signs the contract, we got to go in and clean the building up, and hopefully, when they say it's okay, we'll be able to feed the kids. And that's going to last to the Friday before Labor Day, because that's when school starts back, okay? I'm trying to negotiate with them to give us the building. I haven't asked the city for one dime. We built that playground across the street with Sinai. We didn't ask for no money. This baseball team that we built, we didn't ask the city for no money. I just don't understand. I'm not getting on the city, but that building been closed for 2.5 years. We're already showing responsibility because no one broke into our building. No one's broken into our building. If it's not worth anything else, $1 million we saved for them not breaking into the building could be given to us. We saved them $500,000 to $1 million. The only school building in the city that has done that. Surplus school building. So I've asked them this, and I want to be true with you, because the planning department originally planned this meeting. Planning department, Baltimore City, planned this meeting. And I say Tom Stoser, Sarah Parnella, all those folks. They didn't ask me about this meeting. They just planned it. In fact, you look at the flyer they put out, they had the wrong address on it. And I'll tell you how that works. Anybody been to PCDA meetings? You know how it works. They had the meetings early. If we don't show up for the meeting, guess what they say? Oh, nobody showed up. So the community is not involved. The community is not interested. We don't want a library for our kids. You don't want things to be better in Park Heights. So when I got wind that they had planned the meeting, before I checked with me, I said, okay, fine. I'm going to have some people there. We're going to make sure some people are there. So when they found out that I was going to make sure some people there, guess what happened next? They canceled the meeting. They can, oh no, we can't have those people there coming now. We're going to cancel the meeting now. So we cancel the meeting. What do we do now? We're having our meeting outside. We're going to have it anyway. And I want to show the city and show these folks that sit down in their office and really no kind of Park Heights. So I just asked them the other day, I said, Mr. Director, when was the last time you been to Park Heights? He said, well, I drove through there a couple weeks ago. We live here. We live here. These kids you see, come here, little man. Come here. We live here. This is my little 4. Come on up here, son. This is my little 4-year-old that plays baseball. Look at this guy. Look at him. That's my man. This is my man right here. This is what we're working for, people.
That's right.
This guy deserves, give him a nice round of applause. This little guy here deserves the same chance and opportunity as any other kid.
That's right.
Any other kid.
That's right.
I don't care about his color. I don't care about his size. But he deserves to grow up in a safe environment and be able to go. The libraries are about hope.
Yeah.
No one's going to go to the library and become Einstein overnight. But they can go to libraries and dream, and we got a company that's going to give us 75 brand new computers. That's why I don't have to ask the city for any money. We got another company, Junior Achievement, has agreed to come in and help us with programming. We got another company, Key Development, and they're concerned. Here's my man, I'm glad he showed up. This is my man, Walter. He's in charge of the real estate department. I gotta say, Walter's been working hand in hand with us. They're concerned that we won't be able to pay the bills. $68,000 a year, which is amount to $5,000 a month. I think I make about $6,000 a month just for my retirement. Hell, if I gotta pay it myself, I will. It's an investment. It's an investment in this little guy right here.
Yes, sir.
But the point of the matter is, they never asked me, what are you gonna do? Because every time they ask me something, I'm gonna be honest, every time they ask me something and I come up with it, they move the goalposts. They say, oh, now you need this. So then I answered again, well, now you need this. So I told them, and I made it perfectly clear to them, I'm not giving you another doggone thing until you sign an agreement to me saying that once I get this, we'll be able to take over the building. And what difference do it make? Say, there's no guarantees. Even the city itself got a hotel there and they're losing $50 million a year. Even the city tried to do a racetrack, or that race they did, whatever it was, they lost $3 million. Thank you, son. They cut airframe back because they were losing money. So what if we went in there and lost money? So say the worst thing is we're going to lose money. So what? At least we tried. We tried. And that's what I'm trying to get to. We got an empty building that's been closed for 2.5 years. And why is it you don't want to give us this building? And folks, the only thing I can come up with is this. They don't really care about us. I'm not the right color. I ain't saying that. I don't want to embarrass nobody. I'm not the right color.
You know it.
Our kids are not the right color. I know somebody's probably going to say, oh, George, you know, you're talking. But see, when I ask you to do something, or we ask you to do something for our children, why should I have to go through this? I'm not asking you to build a rocket ship to go to Mars. I'm asking you about doing something in our community that those kids are going to have a job, those kids are going to have a better education, and it's going to help improve the community. What in the hell is wrong with that?
No.
Nothing. What is wrong with that? They be out, we want people to be involved. We want the community to be involved. Well, we are involved. Just give us a chance. Give us an opportunity. And if I don't say nothing else today, a couple of people going to say something. Let me tell you something, folks. We need to stick together. I don't care if you're black, white, or indifferent. I got plenty of Jewish friends. A couple of my Jewish friends standing over here. Plenty of them. I went to Pimlico Junior High, and we were the only public school in the United States that closed down on Jewish holidays. You know why? Because they weren't coming anyway.
Right.
Our Councilwoman Middleton has been with us 100%. 100% she's been with us. But she can't even do it by herself. You know who can do it?
We can.
Y'all can. Say it again, Maxine. We can.
And we must.
And we must. That's exactly right. We are sick and tired, and I'm headed up to here. I'm sick and tired of we begging people to do something for our children. I don't have to beg for my child. My youngest child is in his second year at University of California, Berkeley Law School. Yeah, it's a blessing. But these kids here, come here, man. They won't have an opportunity to grow. Let me tell you what this guy did the other day. Come here. Another one of my baseball players. And I always ask the kids to give him a nice round of applause. I want you to do something today. I'm not trying to embarrass you. I want you to do today what you did the other day. Every day after practice, we get these kids to say a prayer. And I asked which one of them would say a prayer today. You should have heard the prayer that this guy gave.
Oh, praise
I mean,
God.
it was so beautiful, and I was so proud of him. He's a born leader, man.
Yeah.
He's a born leader, and this is what we have to do. We got to give this dude the opportunity to be a leader, to be successful.
Okay.
You want to say a prayer for us today about the library? Go say it.
Oh, bless him.
Hello, everybody. My name is Robert James, and I'm going to pray over the library. Can everybody bow their heads and close their eyes?
Oh, Jesus.
Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for these wonderful children. Thank you for the children just like me. Thank you for the children, and hopefully I don't see a lot of children on the class. Thank you for the children that likes to read and learns and listen. Thank you for a library so we can read books and learn. Thank you for teachers, schools, and home, because some kids don't have roofs over their heads.
Oh, my God.
In Jesus Christ, we say amen.
Amen. Bless you, baby. Bless you.
I'm going to tell y'all something.
Bless you, baby.
I'm doing everything I can to keep him grinding. This is a kid that deserves a chance.
Right.
He deserves a chance.
Yes.
And if you don't feel that, then you need to turn around and walk out of here. This dude, the same type of prayer he said the other day at the end of the day. You heard what he said? Some of our kids don't have homes, don't have roofs. When we built that playground across the street, we had the kids draw what they thought a playground was. One kid drew a jail.
Oh.
One kid told me, he said, Mr. Mitchell, we're having a party today. Why are you having a party, honey? My uncle was getting ready to go to jail for 10 years. Doggone the very next day, another kid was having a party. I said, why are you having a party? My uncle's coming home from jail for 20 years. One of the kids, we had people make posters for their mothers. And she wrote a poem that said, I know my mother loves me because last night